I'm Sinead Conry and I'm the owner of Hereford, and I'm currently farming here in Roscommon in the west of Ireland. So today we're here making a video on just kind of preparing an animal for the show. So throughout the video you're going to see the first heifer we're just going to wash her just to save time, with everything. We have previously washed the second heifer that we're going to blow up and we're going to clip. So first off, what you want to do is bring your animal in and make sure that your animal is in a secure, safe area for the safety of both yourself and the animal. So as can be seen in the video, I have my animal here in a locking barrier. So the animal is caught and she cannot get away. The animal is then let settle in the locking barrier. I talk to the animal, I let the animal know that I'm here. You then want to get your power washer. It's very important to have a power washer when you're washing your animals, especially for ones that are very dirty coming in from the field. To start off, don't ever start the power washer and just go up behind the animal. Let the animal know that you are there. Start the power washer away from the animal, as sometimes this can frighten the animal. Then you just want to lightly let the water all around the animal so the animal knows what's happening and understands what's going on. So next step, you want to put soap on your animal and you want to brush it in just to get it in at the hair. This is very good if you're doing it a few days before a show to kind of condition up the hair and get the hair looking well. Make sure you rub your soap in perfectly into the animal to get all the bits of dirt out, and then you want to just get your power washer again and you want to start from the top and come down to bring the suds out of the hair. If you're starting from the bottom, sometimes it can be very easy to miss it and it can be hard then because you're driving the suds everywhere. So start in lines from the top, go across the top of the animal and bring all the water and the suds down. So just to recap on your key points when you're power washing your animal. 1, make sure there is no electrical points or extension leads near where you're power washing the animal that the water could get in and there could be an accident. 2, you want to make sure that your animal is in a locking barrier just for your own safety and for the animal's safety. And 3, make sure to start the power washer away from the animal that you won't frighten her and let the animal know that you are there. So as you can see here, we have our second heifer in our clipping crate. A clipping crate is very, very handy if one is available, just again for safety purposes. It can stop the animal from kicking you and it stops the animal from moving around if she's not very fond of being blow drying. So one thing that I always do when I am blow drying my animals, I tend to leave one hand up on her back. Just it gives the animal a bit of comfort that she knows they're there. If using a clipping crate, it is so important to never put your hand inside the bar, as if the animal pushes back, your hand will be trapped. We're now just going to blow dry this animal. We're going to blow dry all the hair upwards. So now we're just going to take into clipping our animal. As the clippers, as can be seen from the video, I have the Ego handheld one. It can be quite noisy and sometimes it can frighten your animal. What I tend to do is I'll start the clippers and let it run for a minute or two before I even put it near the animal, just to get the animal used to the noise of the clippers. So I'm just starting at the front of the animal just so she knows that I'm here, she knows I'm clipping her and she knows what the noise is. I then will move to the back of the animal and I will start by doing her back legs. I'm just going to cut off all the kind of long hair and excess hair that I feel is not needed there. I will then pick 2 points on her top. I will cut the 2 points into the shape I want and I will try and get a nice line across her back. As we are cutting the hair off a spring and heifer, it's going to be quite difficult to get a straight line underneath, so she's going to have that round belly. I will then go to the back of her. I will clip off on the top of her tailbone. One thing to remember when you're clipping a heifer is to always clip in under her udder. But be very careful when doing this because it's the ideal opportunity to get a nice kick. So you have to be so careful doing this place. Just when you're clipping your animal, you can always cut more. Time and patience is key when you're getting an animal ready for a show. Clip a small bit, stand back, look at your work. If you feel more needs to be taken off, clip a little bit more off, but never ever go in too deep because the animal will not look well for the show then. So as this heifer has big, lovely, hairy ears, I won't be touching the hair on the bottom of her ears. One thing that'll always catch the eye of a judge is a lovely heifer, classy looking heifer who has big, fluffy ears, as they stand out and they make the heifer's head look a lot nicer. This heifer just has a lot of hair on the top of her head, so I'm just going to trim all that off, going to get all the hair on her face the same length and just take what's on the top off. That should be looking well. Two main important things about bringing your animal to the show. Number one is obviously to have your animal looking well. But number two is to have your animal well trained. Do plenty of walking before the show. If your animal is walking at home, she'll walk in the show. Just take time, half an hour every evening, bring your animal in, give her a quick blow dry and give her a walk. Walking the animal is so important for your safety aspects at a show. With the current times and everything moving online, potential buyers are looking for stock online. If a potential buyer messages you to send you on a picture of an animal, it is so important that you take a good picture. No picture is way better than a bad picture. Sometimes you can really downgrade your animal by not taking a proper picture. Make sure your animal is not facing downhill. Make sure when you go out to the field, take the time and patience and stay with your animal for a few minutes, and your animal will most likely naturally stand into a good standing position, having all 4 feet nicely spaced out on the ground. You're doing your animal or yourself as a breeder no favour in putting up bad pictures. Just remember to take time out and to have patience with your animal. As a pedigree breeder, you select your animals, you breed them, and then you try and sell the best. So, when taking the pictures of your selected animals, which you feel are your best animals, take the best picture possible.